It was a rainy Thursday night, the kind of night where water blurs the windshield into smeared streaks of light, where every street lamp looks like it's dissolving into the dark, where the city feels drowned and empty. I had thought about ending my shift early because business was slow, but just as I was about to log off, a request came through. Pick up Old Bridge Crossing. Destination, Riverside Motel. The names alone made me uneasy. That bridge hadn't been used much in years. People said it was unsafe, said the wood and steel creaked like bones, and no one wanted to be caught there after dark. But I told myself it was just a ride, just another passenger, so I accepted. The road to the bridge was slick and empty, tires hissing against waterlogged pavement. When I pulled up to the location, there was only the bridge itself stretching out into the rain, its beams rising like a skeleton against the night sky. I turned on my hazards and scanned the darkness. At first, I thought no one was there. Then, out of the curtain of rain, a figure stepped forward. He was tall, hunched slightly, wearing a long coat that seemed too heavy, sagging under the rain. His hat cast his face in shadow, and for a moment, he looked less like a man and more like something the storm had built out of water and shadow. He didn't wave, didn't check his phone. He just walked straight to the car, opened the back door, and sat down behind me. The smell hit first. Damp earth, mildew, and something sour, like old copper. I tried not to wrinkle my nose. Riverside Motel? I asked, already knowing he wouldn't say much. His answer was slow, a rasp barely above the rain. Yes, take me there. And so we pulled away from the bridge. The silence inside the car was heavy, thicker than the sound of rain on the roof. I could hear his breathing, shallow but deliberate, and it seemed to match the rhythm of the windshield wipers. I glanced at the mirror, hoping to catch his face, but all I saw was the shadow of his hat, the outline of his jaw, and the faint glisten of water dripping from his coat. I tried conversation, just something to cut through the tension. Rough night, huh? Lot of rain. He didn't answer, only shifted slightly, his wet coat squeaking against the seat. The motel wasn't far, maybe 15 minutes, but the GPS suddenly rerouted us, turning us onto smaller, older roads I hadn't driven in years. Roads with potholes that filled with black water, where the houses looked abandoned and windows stared back blankly. Strange, I muttered. The app's taking us a different way. That was when he spoke again, softer this time, but more direct. This is the right way. Just keep driving. My throat went dry. I hadn't shown him the GPS. He couldn't have seen it from the back. I tried to shake the thought, focusing on the road, but the streets grew darker, narrower, lined with skeletal trees whose branches reached like claws against the sky. That's when I realized the GPS arrow had frozen. The map was stuck, the blue route line smeared across the screen like it was bleeding into the display. I tapped it. Nothing. The phone buzzed once, then went dead, screen black. My charger light was on, but it wasn't charging anymore. I swallowed hard and said, I think the system's down. We should turn around. His voice came immediately, sharp and cold. Don't turn around. Keep going forward. I gripped the wheel tighter. My hands were clammy, sweat mixing with the chill of the car. The smell grew stronger, damp, mold, copper. When we reached the motel, or what should have been the motel, I knew something was wrong. The building was there, but in ruins, sagging walls, broken windows, the neon sign shattered and dead. It looked abandoned for decades, not a place that could house guests. I slowed, staring in disbelief, and whispered, "This can't be right." The man leaned forward, his breath icy against my neck. "It's exactly right. Stop the car." Against my better judgment, I obeyed. I pulled into the cracked lot, rain hammering harder against the roof. I glanced up into the mirror at last, determined to see his face. For the first time, the brim of his hat tilted back, and I saw him clearly. His skin was ashen, gray-blue like swollen flesh pulled from water. His eyes were milky, unfocused, yet locked on me with unnatural intensity. His lips were cracked and bloodless, and when he spoke, I saw black water seep from the corners of his mouth. "Thank you for the ride." I panicked, shoved the gear into drive, and tore out of the lot without looking back. My heart thundered as the rain blurred the world into streaks, and I drove until the streets returned to ones I recognized. When I finally pulled into a gas station, I looked into the rearview mirror again. The seat was empty. Soaked, muddy footprints stained the floor mat. But the smell was gone, the silence absolute. I grabbed my phone with shaking hands, and somehow it turned back on. The GPS lit up, normal again. But when I checked my trip history, there was no record of the ride, no passenger request from the old bridge crossing, no drop-off at Riverside Motel. It was as if the ride had never existed. That night, I promised myself I would never accept a request near that bridge again. But sometimes when it rains, when the streets go quiet and the lamps blur, I catch a glimpse of something in my rearview mirror. A shadow in the back seat, wearing a dripping coat and hat, waiting for me to drive him back to a motel that hasn't been alive for years.